What's happening, my YouTube people, and what's going on? Chat GPT. I know you hear about it a lot in the news with the rise of AI and this and that, but you probably hear about Chat GPT a lot. So this video, we're going to be opening up a can of worms and using Chat GPT on some of our favorite true crime YouTubers. But I will let you know, I'm only going to cover a couple in this video for the shenanigan channels and the tragedy pimps. I believe I'm working on something big with Wifey as we speak. I think I got a couple of, I've already, using Chat GPT, a lot of you are lying about everything. And boy, is it coming out. However, we're going to focus on just a few today. We're going to focus on Gary Busey and Chris McDonough, and just kind of break some of the narrative and opinion pieces out. Now, before I show you the answers and everything else, look, if you don't know what Chat GPT is, it's AI that you can Google something. Everyone who's watching this video right now knows how to Google something. Chat GPT is, if you ask it something, it is a combined Google response into an answer. So if you Google a question, you can get an answer at the top of Google, and then it might have 15 pages of answers for you to select from. Chat GPT combines all those pages to give you an answer with facts behind it. So let's go ahead and get into it, and there'll be a few more of these videos coming, and I'll show you what I asked it and what the answer is. All right, people, so on the first one here, what we got going on is we're opening up this one with Cankles. I asked, what is the net value of Molly Go Lightly? The answer is Molly Go Lightly is an American YouTube channel with 78.9 subscribers. She is also a life coach and true crime commentator. According to one source, her net worth is worth an estimated yearly $67,113 just on YouTube, with other resources as Patreon and other alt platforms. Okay, that was that's just Go Busey. Now I want to focus on Chris McDonough. There's a lot of confusion because he made a video about he did not get sued, even though web sleuths told us and everybody else. Let's see what Google says. Is Chris McDonough being sued? Here we have it. What is the outcome of the lawsuit with the family he's involved in? The lawsuit you're referring to is Crow versus the County of San Diego, a civil rights case that stemmed from the murder of a 12-year-old Stephanie Crow in 1998. Her brother Michael Crow and two of his friends were initially accused of the crime, but later exonerated after DNA evidence linked a translator named Richard to the scene. The Crow family and two friends sued the county and several detectives for violating their constitutional rights during the investigation. The outcome of the lawsuit was $7.25 million in favor of the plaintiffs. I asked, what did the detectives do wrong? According to the lawsuit, the detectives did several things wrong during the investigation, such as failing to secure the crime scene and preserve evidence, ignoring or dismissing other potential suspects, interrogating Michael Crow and his friends without their parents' consent or presence, using coercive and deceptive tactics to elicit false confessions from them, fabricating or withholding evidence that contradicted their theory of the case, violating the plaintiff's rights due to process, privacy, and counsel. These actions resulted in wrongful arrest. Were they disciplined for their misconduct, I asked. According to court documents, the detectives were not disciplined or fired for their misconduct. They claimed qualified immunity, which is a legal doctrine basically for police and detectives. How did the settlement work, I asked. The settlement was a confidential agreement between the plaintiffs and the defendants that was reached November 2012. The settlement amount of $7.25 million, which was paid by the detectives to the plaintiffs for the harm they suffered. The settlement did not require the defendants to admit any wrongdoing or liability. I asked, what did Chris McDonough say about the case? Chris McDonough has spoken about the case on his YouTube channel. He has interviewed some of the people involved in the case, such as Doug Pierce, a private investigator who helped the Crow family. He's also shared his own insights and opinions on the case. He believes the detectives act in good faith. Of course he does. He thinks that the case was a result of tunnel vision and confirmation bias and groupthink. He criticizes some of the interrogation techniques used by the detectives, such as lying to the suspects or using leading questions. Of course, Chris, it was the other detectives that did it, not you. He praises some of the forensic experts who testified in the case. He uses sympathy and respect for the Crow family in their ordeal. I'd have to disagree with that. What is Chris McDonough's net worth? It says, basically, he's the host of the Interview Room with 150,000 subs. His channel could earn between 1.3 and 20.8K per month from ads. He's a former homicide investigator, blah, 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 blah. He's also the author of these books. Based on these sources, I would guess that McDonough has a comfortable income but can't give you a precise amount. It wouldn't tell me how many people he sent to prison. I did ask. I also asked what complaints were filed against him as an officer. I have to follow up on that. Next, we're going to go over to what I keep seeing on the internet about this Cold Case Foundation. All these thumbnails, people keep talking about it. What's so good about this foundation? Hey, look, I asked. Who owns the Cold Case Foundation? According to the website, it has a board of directors consisting of Greg Cooper, Nate Sumbat, Dean Jackson. What kind of services does this foundation offer? The Cold Case Foundation is devoted to raising public awareness and creating partnerships to assist and provide law enforcement whatever resources are needed to bring about closure. They also have a store where you can support their mission by purchasing some cool gear. So public awareness and a merch shop. That's it, people. How does the Cold Case Foundation raise public awareness? I asked then. I'm sorry, but I couldn't find any information about how the Cold Case Foundation raises public awareness. Imagine that one. What are some success cases that the Cold Case Foundation has solved? I asked. I'm sorry, but I couldn't find any information about successful cases that the Cold Case Foundation has solved. Anything else I can help you with? How is Chris McDonough associated with this organization? Chris McDonough is the Director of Law Enforcement Relations at the Cold Case Foundation. He is a retired homicide detective who has been a guest on numerous television and radio programs like Oprah, Dr. Phil, Court TV, Nancy Grace. Yeah, it's a merch shop. It is a merch shop and a awareness. You can do awareness on YouTube. You can even sell merch off YouTube. You know what kind of awareness has he done in the case? So in conclusion, you learn detailed uh, facts about the lawsuit on this guy through Chat GPT, and it should end any doubt anyone has, because they're a cult member, a minion, a non-believer of truth. But at the end of this, before I make this video today, I see a lot of Summer Wells thumbnails and why isn't Don and Candace taking the Cold Case Foundation resources? I asked twice about specific instances that this has helped, and it could not find it. It is a foundation that raises awareness, and you can purchase merch. Well, you can do that right here on YouTube. And in the words of Chris McDonough, this is a powerful tool if used correctly. But unfortunately, he hasn't done that. He's only smeared the family. So to ask the family to join a foundation is completely ludicrous. And for the people to run behind and make videos, why aren't they joining it? Well, you definitely don't have your facts right. Until the next one, it's White Boy Radio, and we'll be back.